Hello. Um, I'm Louis. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Apidaze. So before entering into the use case of customer, my message is to say that the value chain of services is disrupted since some time. With a company like Uber, now you can offer services that were very long to offer before, just in some clicks. So it takes like 8 operations, and now you just take an app, and you can book, and your cab is paid. So the big change, and Webrtc has a big role to play, is that the communication are now inside the apps. Alan made like a history of communications and where Webrtc is going. We believe very strongly that the future of Webrtc is inside apps, web apps, mobile apps, and that the communications will be inside. So I have here customer testimonial video. Unfortunately, like last time, the customer couldn't come, although he's in Paris. Now he's in South Africa, training his teams on the solution he's going to show. So just some words about us. We were founded in March 2013, and we offer a cloud communications API and a Webrtc SDK, and we advocate, let's say, on the field very strongly in Europe for Webrtc since 2012, even before we incorporated. So we launched a series of meetups in Amsterdam, in Berlin. We are very implicated in Alan's telecom application developer community also. And tonight, also announced, we have an event here in this room, which is the Webrtc Fest, which is an online vendor-independent challenge we launched with some nice hacks that will be shown tonight, so you can meet the developer community. Our approach is very simple. You can do it yourself using our API. You can build your own apps, or we have then ready-made solutions like Widget for Call, which is a call widget you can put on your websites for getting inbound calls. So the case I'm going to show now, I think, is very interesting, and let's say it's the go-to-market. Okay, when we advocate about Webrtc, people who are on the other side, what are their needs? Okay, I always say this use case is not like the most disruptive, but it's the way people will be, let's say, taking Webrtc to solve their business problems. So in this case, it's a travel agency. It's a very successful online travel site, which is expanding, which was born in France, but is expanding throughout the world. And the CTO and co-founder of this company is going, hopefully, if the video works, to give a speech. Oops. Here he is. Whoa.
Hi, I'm Yvon from Evaneos, and I'm here to explain you how Apidaze has changed the life of your local agents. So Evaneos is an online platform which helps travelers to estimate the cost, to build handmade travels, and to bring them support during the travels. So for travelers, there are a lot of advantages to go through Evaneos. First, the prices are lower than normal tour operators. Then you benefit from local knowledge. You have very handmade travels with a lot of very local experiences. And we are a community platform so that you can have feedback from other travelers who have traveled with the same local agencies. Finally, you benefit from free insurance, from a payment platform, and so on. For local agents, of course, you have a bigger market and a very big customer base. You have higher profits than when you are selling through normal tour operators, and you benefit from a SaaS platform in which you have a lot of tools so that you can optimize your work. And we have also a payment platform and insurance, like I said before. So we are 5 years old now. We began mid-2009 in June, and we will have in some month 500 local agencies on our platform. We are present on 5 markets, so Germany, Italy, Spain, France, and we are right now opening UK. So the local agents have built a little more than 50,000 travels, and we double in size and in turnover every year. So we are quite renowned in the tourism market. We won the Travel Door this year, and Eric is presenting our history through a lot of different conferences around the world, like Focusrite. So the main part which is interesting us today is tools for local agents. So we can divide them in 4 parts. First, there is a support. So we have a production manager who are discussing, who are teaching local agents how to sell better. We have also productivity tools, so you can find the codes, you can read message, you can, it's a customer relationship management. And we have statistic tools, and we have finally secure payments platform, so that travelers can pay very easily local agencies. So the main part in this, which is interesting us today, is phoning. So we have production manager who are saying to local agents to phone, because we know that then we can double the sale rate when you are phoning to the travelers. But there are different limits to that. First, it's quite expensive for local agents. So when you are phoning from India to a cell phone in France, you can pay some euros a minute. So for them, it's a limit. It's not possible, and it's quite time-consuming to take the phone, to read the number, and to correct the faults the traveler has made when they have entered it in the forms. So now we have built a tool so that there is no more limit, and it's based on Apidaze. Okay, so now I can show you how it's working the real life. So here you have the platform the local agents have access to. So it's a SaaS platform. You have the list of the codes, and I have click on one, I open one, I have changed the number so that it's my phone number, and here you have a button, call. I just click on it 2 times, and it's calling the traveler. I have to authorize the browser to phone.
Merci de patienter. Nous allons vous mettre en relation avec votre correspondant.
Okay, so it's saying that we will put him in relationship with the travelers. And now, yes, it's phoning. And it's written here the number of Evaneos, so that if the travelers is the travelers is phoning this number back, he can answer.
Bonjour. La personne que vous essayez de joindre n'est pas disponible. Veuillez laisser votre message après le bip.
Okay, so this changes the life of your local agents. They don't have to type a phone number, they don't have to take their phone, they just have to have a computer. The only limit is for some countries. They don't have a very good internet access, but with Apidaze, we can know if there is a good connection or not. You have a green icon. If it's red, this is saying that you can't phone. So that there is, in this case, a new button. You can click on it, and it will call with the phone. So first we call the phone of the local agent, and then the phone of the travelers. For local agents, it's magic. It's you show them the system, and then they will only use it. This one, they won't take that phone again. So we have tested this system in the last summer, and we have learned a lot of things with the interface, with the UI on UX parts, and we have built it again on September. So it will be in production in some days now. Like you see, it's working, and we just have to check some things on our servers. And that's it. So thanks to Apidaze, and we'll have number. We hope very good to show you maybe next time. Have a good conference.
Thank you, Ivan. So in fact, they now they are really like in production. So they are touring around the world to train their travel agents. And for them, although for us as WebRTC people, it can be like a simple application, it's really solving a business problem they had. Because there was not really customer engagement. Most of the transactions were made by email or the communications. And the fact that the travel agent can call locally in Europe at a better rate is really very good. So they have higher conversions and better customer engagement. And for a company like them, it's really a very strategic matter. Just to end up, because we like to advocate for WebRTC, here we have Emma Nutt. She was the first female telephone operator. So that's how telephone started. And it didn't really scale. So it was true for a very long time until a guy called Almond Stroger came and he changed the API. He's the first guy who built the dial pad and he built the first, let's say, PBX. So, and during 100 years almost, there was not really big disruptions, and we think that WebRTC fulfills this promise and is really going to give the control to the users, give the control to the developers and to the enterprises so that they can build their own communication systems. Thank you very much. And don't forget the event today at 6:30, where you will see a lot of nice hacks. And we bring also Parrot, so there will be some drones flying around in the room. It will be very funny. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you, Lewis. Any questions from the audience? We have some time, so again, it's a great customer testimonial. It's real, it's practical. Interested, is there any more quantification on the level of savings that are being achieved through using your platform?
We don't really have the figures yet because, as you know, like 1 month ago, they were starting training all the people. Now they are doing it intensively. Now he's in South Africa. We really don't have yet we know the volume of calls. Now we are reaching like 200 calls, let's say, a day. We can see how many calls they process a day because they have a very large customer base. But I say the most important, the first step for them was really the customer engagement. Was not only that much. The savings is like a secondary benefit, but the customer engagement, because people go on their portal. It's a very like human relationship to the local travel agent who is like an advisor. So they put like the travel agent in the middle of the transaction. And it was impossible. And they would say, okay, our travel agents will never call like from India or China or whatever, French or a German traveler, because it's too expensive. They won't do it. So as you can see in the back office, there were a lot like of mails. Now they can put mails, calls, and things like that. But I think in 1 month or 2 months, I'll try to get some figures and update you. Yes, cool. I think there's a question over there.
I'll just go to the back there.
Thanks for your presentation. I think a very real example of how WebRTC can add value to a customer very quickly. But my question is, can you share how you see the business model for this type of application?
Yep.
You know, there are lots of ways of getting revenues. Can you share some of that?
Yep. As I said in the beginning, we offer a developer API. So any developer can go on it, create an account. He has his web server, and he can develop his voice or video applications with the API. That's the first model, and that's what they use. The second one, as I say, some people don't have like the IT resource. Some people want to integrate very quickly something on their website. So we created this widget for call, which is basically a cut and paste. They enter like, it's like a wizard. Like if you create like an email address, you enter all the info, and then at the end you get a piece of code and you just cut and paste and put it in the page. In this case, they wanted to integrate it in their, let's say, IT backend. So they took the API. They have like approximately 40 developers inside the company, and they put up a team of 2 or 3 people. They integrated it. So as long as they don't use it, it doesn't cost anything because it's pay as you go. Once they use it, they pay a minute usage of API, of the API calls. Each time there is a call, there is an API usage. And then they also pay the termination of the calls, but at a price which is much lower even than what they could, probably what they pay on their enterprise telephony. I don't know where they buy it, but it's like really not wholesale prices, but almost wholesale prices. So it was really attractive to them because there is no capex. It's really only opex. The capex, okay, is the IT team they have, the developer team they have internally. But basically, there is no investment, and it's just as they use it because they did a lot of tests and so on, and they are not paying for it. And they could also iterate and enhance some things. You saw the call quality, which can be an issue, especially when people have like bad internet connections. This was one of the points that was worrying them, so that the travel agent could see if the call quality was good at the other end. So they worked on some aspects, and I think they will evolve on the UX of the application they built.
Cool. Time for one more question? If not, thanks, Lewis. That was an excellent presentation.
Thank you.